Welcome back to the Warrior Alliance Spotlight, our flagship podcast helping Warriors navigate to success after service. I'm Scott Munn, along with Navy veteran Tug Coward, and today the Warrior Alliance Network is live at Community Partners Appreciation Day with the Atlanta Braves at Truist Park. Tug and I are here with a live audience of veterans and military-connected members, and are all friends of the Warrior Alliance, celebrating all of TWA's community partners. And we're honored to be joined by representatives from 3 community partners for a special panel discussion here on the Warrior Alliance Spotlight. So folks, help us to welcome these folks. They're community partners. First of all, an Air Force veteran, retired Lieutenant Colonel retired, and KC-135 pilot from Camp Southern Ground. He's now the Director of Wellbeing for the Veteran Program. Welcome, Lacey Gano.
Thank you. Good to be here. Thank you, guys.
And she's from a military family, and she now is a money management senior director at Money Management International. She's the senior director of enterprise learning, Tara Alderete. There she is.
Thanks for having me.
And there's an Army veteran down there on the end who continues to serve our country, folks. She's the congressional liaison and public affairs specialist at the Atlanta VA healthcare system, Renee Francis Turner, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's start with you, Lacey. Tell us about your role at Camp Southern Ground for anybody that's not heard your podcast or doesn't know about Camp Southern Ground, not familiar with Camp Southern Ground, what you do there, and what Camp Southern Ground is all about.
Absolutely. So Camp Southern Ground just down in Fayetteville, Georgia, founded by the Zach Brown from the Zach Brown Band. We have multiple missions. Right now we're in summer camp. We have 800 kids coming over the summer for an inclusion model. But in the fall when they go back to school, that's when we kick off our veteran programs. I'm the Director of Veteran Wellbeing, so I oversee the Warrior Week program, which is all about helping veterans transition well, whether it's career, contribution, a meaningful path forward out of the service, out of the uniform, and a new sense of purpose. We also are one of the 9 host sites for Warrior Path across the nation, turning post-traumatic stress into post-traumatic growth. So we're super honored to be a host of that. And we started a family program a few years ago. We run 5 Warrior family camps where you show up on Friday, leave on a Sunday, and it's just really time to reconnect with the family, do some silent disco, campfire, campy things parents get poured into.
So much
you
fun.
do not have to do dishes.
All right.
And we have an executive culinary team that makes every meal, so we love to be able to serve our families as well. So it's an honor to be able to host all those veteran programs for our communities.
No doubt. Tara, same question.
So at Money Management International, I'm our Senior Director of Enterprise Learning. And so what we do at Money Management International is help veterans and other people get their money right. So whether it's creating a budget or paying off debt or navigating through a financial disaster, whatever the case may be, we're helping veterans, with the building blocks to be able to achieve financial success.
Goodness gracious, so very important these days, especially because I don't know that many people are getting a whole lot of financial literacy.
Right.
We could do better as a country, as a community, whatever, with that. So it's wonderful that you're doing that work. Renee.
Hi, I am the Public Affairs Specialist for the Atlanta VA. I also serve as the Congressional Liaison. My role is to effectively communicate the services provided by the Atlanta VA. The Atlanta VA, along with the VBA, we service veterans with benefits, health care, and support services that are valuable to veterans who have served our nation so bravely. So we want to make sure that good stories like this one and the partnership with the Warrior Alliance is celebrated with news stories as well as other interesting information and needed information, vital information to our nation's veterans.
Tell me about the congressional part. I'm fascinated by that. Do you go to Washington, D.C. and knock on the door and be like, hey, this is what we need? Or how does that work?
No, I don't. But those congressional members that are in Washington, D.C., their staff contacts me with their constituent complaints or concerns that where they have exhausted every means in getting their complaints or their concerns answered. The congressional members and their staff will send those complaints or concerns to me, and it's my job to make sure that those answers are taken care of in an expedient way and that they're solved and a resolution is completed.
That's absolutely amazing.
She's standing up for you, folks.
Let me tell you,
what she's doing.
That's what I'm talking about. I love it. It's so good to have, just to know that somebody exists in that role. Because let's be honest, when you send an email or you call in, let's say you call into your congressman.
Don't leave a voicemail. It's
yeah,
not gonna
that's
happen.
what, but that's the thing. How do you never know if you're calling your internet service provider and you're sitting on it, you don't know that it's actually being addressed. The fact that I can put a face to a person that's actually handling it
You
now,
can call me.
Even better. How do folks get hold of you?
Well, I'm at the Atlanta VA. My number is area code 404-321-6111. I'm at extension 206205.
Goodness
Wow.
gracious. That's getting it done
There
right
you
there.
go. Veterans, can you trust somebody who's giving out their phone number on the air, on the radio? I think you can. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
We
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate it.
Lacey-
Transparency. That's what we need.
That's what we need. Absolutely right. Lacey, how would you describe your experience working with the Warrior Alliance and being in that partner network?
It's an amazing relationship because it's really two ways. Whether it's Patrick, Olivia, the team showing up, we have 20 veterans that are going through that may be from the Southeast, but they will serve anyone that calls the Warrior Alliance, get them the resources they need. But on average, about 6 to 7 out of that 20 through Warrior Week are from Braves Nation. So they sit down with them, connect them, and get them the resources that they need. On the other side of that coin, we can't do this alone. We can't reach the veteran where they are, but being the hub that it is, we get so many referrals that we're able to serve veterans, whether it's our programs or we shift gears and connect them to something they need first before they're ready to come to Warrior Week. So it's a two-way street, and we're building a great relationship. In the past 2 years, it's really been a game changer for us.
Goodness gracious. And we've seen it grow, obviously, doing the podcasts and talking to veterans, talking to partner organizations. You can just see the momentum
That's right.
that's being gained. It's so impressive. And if you would have told me, I don't know, a year ago that it would happen as fast as it have, I would have probably been like, nothing moves that fast. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? I've always expect the worst, hope for the best, which is probably not the best way to live your life, but I'm never disappointed that way. And in this moment, it's been the best. So I'm overwhelmed. I'm blown away by it all. Tara, same thing.
I love the Warrior Alliance. And let me tell you why. So, as a partner of the Warrior Alliance Network, it's so great for us because as a nonprofit, sometimes it's hard to say, hey, especially talking about money, come to us, talk about your money. People don't want to do that. So not only are we getting referred veterans who really need help and we're able to help them, but as a part of the Warrior Alliance Network, typically people don't say, hey, I have a financial wellness question, but I don't need help in any other area. So the fact that we're able to say, you know what, I got you. Whatever it is you need help with, we can connect you with somebody who cares, who's going to respond, and who's going to get you the help that you need. Fantastic.
Just as a follow-up real quick, I know when people are in a rough financial situation, they're going to reach out or will at least consider reaching out.
Sure.
What about folks that have done well but just don't know what to do with the money?
Call us, right? And so even if you're connecting after discharge, especially if you're connecting after discharge or you're leaving the military for whatever reason, you're coming back to civilian life, it's hard. There's different challenges. If you think you're doing great with your money, call us because a third party who's not connected to you in any way is going to see stuff that you miss. Do you really need to be spending all that money on your hair? Whatever.
Yeah. Or do you need all these these TV apps?
Yeah.
Do you need Disney Plus and Netflix and Amazon? Not to pick on them, but do you need them all?
But it's an important topic, and I say this all the time. Like, it's something we should be talking about from the time we're like this big, but we don't, right? Until something happens in life and we have to find somebody to connect with to fix our financial situation, we don't know where to go.
One thing I want to make sure that folks know is that we have a full-length episode with Tara where we go into everything you need to know about financial planning and how to get in touch with your company. But one thing that was really impressive that you brought up in there was that veterans come out of their service time and they haven't had a lot of expenses. There hasn't been housing expenses.
Yes.
They shop at the PX or
Yes.
whatever, and it's just a totally different scene, paying the light bill.
Yes.
And so you guys are willing to help people to start with a budget, right?
Yes. Not only willing to help, but we love it. And our counselors are wonderful. You know what I mean? Like, they've been there. And so, yes, it's just such a good service. Yeah.
It's funny because you talk about that. Even if you think you're doing well, call. That way you have that third party. I was talking to Lacey about it, just trying to get in shape because I hadn't been in shape lately, and I know it. And I needed that accountability.
Yes.
And I feel like that's kind of what you're talking about
Yes.
financially.
Yes. We all need financial accountability, right? It's the one thing we all have in common. We all want more money up here. We all want to be able to better manage our money up here. So yes, whether you're in trouble or not in trouble, give us a call.
Renee, let's talk about the VA's relationship with the Warrior Alliance.
Well, our collaboration with Warrior Alliance and other organizations has been essential. tapping into other resources and diverse ideas has helped the VA out a lot. What we look for is, I'll give you an example, Warrior Alliance and their events where they have put on for the PACT Act. It's been vital to us to join in with them to get veterans, especially from the Vietnam era, out, and the eras that don't generally respond to the VA, to come out and register for the PACT Act and other support services, because it's important. So our relationship with Warrior Alliance, it's been important, it's been essential, and we look forward to sharing future events with Warrior Alliance and helping them be as successful, because they've made us successful in various areas in helping veterans to acquire important services.
Renee, we're so glad you're here, and we've met Kai Menser, and he's been on the show. We want to invite you to come in to do a full episode with us at some point as well.
Plenty to talk about.
Kai seems like a great guy, a retired captain. You know, he's an Army veteran like you. And then also we met with the General Marist Host, who's new on your team. Is there new blood at the VA? Is it a new scene, a new day at the VA?
I think the atmosphere is different, and leadership certainly makes a difference. Important new ideas, and having a leader that puts himself out to the public. As Brad said earlier, Mr. Mentor is open. He's accessible. And I think that's important to connect with organizations like Warrior Alliance and others to get the VA out there, to let them know that we're not ashamed of anything. We want to help. We want to make things better. We want to make you trust us again. And so good leadership makes a difference. And I think the numbers changing shows that good leadership has made the Atlanta VA better.
Renee, I want to stay with you. Does it go opposite direction too? Like the Warrior Alliance probably sends folks to you saying, "Hey, this is some of the needs that they need met." Do y'all go in reverse? Do you call up the Warrior Alliance and say, "Hey, I've got a person here that's in for whatever it is, but they could also use help from some of the other organizations that the Warrior Alliance is connected with"?
Certainly. We've had an opportunity, especially with the events where they've had legal services and other good events like that, where we've been able to tell veterans that, hey, Warrior Alliance is hosting an event that we think you need to attend if you're having legal problems, if you need a will. There have been events that Warrior Alliance has sponsored where veterans can come in, get a will completed. So it's important for us to partner with Warrior Alliance and some of the events that they do to get the word out.
I think another thing that's important is for veterans to be able to relate to people at the VA. And with Menser being a captain, and you got General Marist Host, serving there, and then you were also in the Army. Talk a little bit about your service. Tell us what you did in the military.
Well, I served 8 years as an Army reservist. I was a public affairs specialist, like I am now, but I was also a television journalist and a radio journalist. So I got an opportunity to report for the military, just like I report now for the VA. So it's a similar experience, doing some of the same things, but I was actually with soldiers.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
So impressive.
You're welcome here anytime.
Absolutely. That's why we need to get you in.
Thank you so much.
Because I would love to hear some of the things you reported on.
Yeah.
Because that's just fascinating. That when you start talking about the real stories of events that took place and things that you're a part of, that's what I mean. Storytelling is what we do. You know, just as human beings, not just as broadcasters or journalists, as you were in the military and we are here. That's what connects people, is those stories and things that we've all been through and sometimes mutually been through.
That's correct.
No, I think it's great. Tara, I want to bring in you and talk about the collaboration with other organizations through the Warrior Alliance.
So we've made so many great connections through our partnership with the Warrior Alliance. And so whether folks are looking for employment or food security resources, or I need a place to stay, whatever it is, again, the fact that we can say, you know what, let me connect you with somebody who's going to assign you a navigator, get you where you need to go, it's huge. It's huge.
I know that it is. And Lacey, you addressed that a little bit earlier, talking about some of the organizations that y'all have spun off to and help people. So since you kind of answered that, I want to talk about the 2025 Lifetime Impact Award and the AMA Veterans Voice Award. That is the American Music Awards, and it went to the founder of Camp Southern Ground, Zach Brown. I mean, this guy is so plugged in to what it means to being a warrior and what it is to being a servant. He really puts his money where his mouth is. This is not for him, hey, look at me. It's the exact opposite with him. And I've seen him build this since he bought the last 100 acres when he told me about it on his bus at Ameris Bank Amphitheater in Alpharetta.
Absolutely. When you see him receive the awards and the accolades, you automatically see him reflect that to the teams that make it possible. Zach is a founder that exists as example. He was a camp counselor 2 years ago. No one knew about it. He was there overnight. He didn't drive up and walk away. He had his own tribe. They were the Baconators, right? Like he lives it out, and his heart is right. And you can see that by the vision that he's created, the facilities that we have created and used, world class, but also the facilitators and the teams that he's chosen to lead the way. And he has fabricated that DNA from his heart, and it lives on through the programs, and it's made a tremendous impact. And those awards, all those awards, are well deserved and well earned.
What do they mean to him, do you think? Because he's won plenty of awards. I mean, that dude's got a cabinet of awards, and I know everybody in the band's got a cabinet of awards. What is it about these awards that are maybe more special than an ACM Group of the Year or something?
If I had to guess, which I can only presume, it would be if getting that award allows us to move the needle one more notch in a veteran's life, then he'll happily accept it based on just being able to deepen the impact that he's had and he's created with Camp Southern Ground.
It is so impressive, having been down there several times and been a part of a bunch of the events. You guys just came off of the Ruck event where you got veterans out there carrying rucks going through. And how long is that? How long did they run? I don't even know.
It was over 3.5 miles this year. We changed it up to go into some of the trails. We have 411 acres to play on down there, so we expanded the trail, and it was amazing. And there's a Lou Holtz quote that we just posted on our social media that it's not the load and the burden that breaks you, it's how you carry it. And so we really use that metaphor that we don't carry it alone. Whether it's our programs, it's asking for help, it's all these programs. And you know what? When you have a strong network like the Warrior Alliance, you're not in it alone. You always have a resource to give, a redirect to get them what they need.
If you're a veteran listening now, I know that's encouraging to you. But one more, just because the Ruck event is so cool. There's the big, huge log.
That's right.
That weighs, do you know what it weighs?
A lot.
A bunch. It's heavy. And there's like 4 or 5 guys that throw it up on their shoulder, and they carry it the whole course.
That's right.
It makes me tired thinking about it. I'm not even sure I could participate in something like that, but they do it, and it's just that quote that you gave reminds me of that.
That's the quote I use for it, and it takes more than one person. We want to share the load. It's a metaphor for there's a lot of people having visible things that they carry, but there's also things that you don't see. And last year, one of the challenges was taking off the pack, setting the log down at the end was the big challenge. And people are like, well, that's the easy part. No, for a lot of people when they get out of the military, they don't set it down, and they continue to carry it. And that's why there's people on this panel that are making a tremendous impact. Financial is huge, the VA is huge, and it takes all of us to make that impact together.
A lot of spokes in the
carry
wheel.
The load.
We do have 3 great folks here on this panel, and we thank you all for coming in. And I want to give you a chance now to speak directly to veterans. As we say, a lot of veterans listen to this show. This is being recorded. It's going to go out on all the podcast platforms. It's going to be on the radio. Your chance now, each of you, to speak to veterans. One thing you want to say to them. What's your main message to them? Someone who is maybe needs a word of advice right now. What would you say? Let's start with Lacey.
Ask for the help because it's there. Help is a strength. Help is an opportunity. Help is not a sign of weakness. It is a hand up. It's an opportunity for a job. It's the next level in your life. So ask for it because it's there when you're ready. Ask for help.
There you go. Tara, what do you think?
Gosh, I echo that. And I also would say you are not alone. Whatever it is that you're going through, you feel like you're alone, and you are not alone. There is a network of people who are not only willing but excited to help you. So reach out, connect, and just take that first step.
There you go. Renee, what do you think the key advice is that you'd like to give to your fellow veterans?
Well, I serve 3 hats. I'm an Army veteran. I am a spouse of a veteran that served 34 years in the military, Army officer, and I serve as a congressional liaison public affairs specialist. The Atlanta VA is the best thing for veterans, believe it or not. You get the respect that you need. You get the help that you need. We've got some things to improve upon, but we're there to help you, and we're getting better. Trust us. We want you to come back. If you strayed away, come back. We're there for you. So my husband gets his care at the Atlanta VA, and we trust the care there. So everything that you need, you can get at the VA. You can contact me if you're having problems, trying to get some things resolved. But leadership has changed, and the attitude at the VA has changed. So we welcome you back. Come on back to the Atlanta VA.
And I'll tell you, having met Kai Metzer and now having met Renee, I can put faces with people that I know care about what's happening at the VA. I can vouch for them to tell you, having spent time with them now, that I know that they genuinely care. And I think that's where it all begins. And that's where, all the organizations that y'all represent genuinely care. And I love what you said, Tara, when you said people do it with a smile. They want to help, and they're eager to help.
Yes.
It's not twisting somebody's arm, to get them to help. They're there for you, ready to go.
Yes.
And it's so impressive. Want to thank everybody for being here today. And if you want to hear any of the full-length podcasts from the Warrior Alliance Network, you can get them on Spotify. You can get them at thewarrioralliance.org, Apple Podcast. Want to say a special thanks to the Atlanta Braves and Truist Park for providing a home for the Warrior Alliance and hosting us here with this live podcast recording prior to the Braves game here at Truist Park. Thanks to all the guests for being here. It's a terrific day to be a part of the Warrior Alliance.
And we want to thank you, the audience, for being here. We want to thank all our veterans, of course. Big round of applause for all of our veterans, all of our guests today, and a big round of applause for the Warrior Alliance. This program has been a presentation of the Warrior Alliance Network. Thank you for listening. For more information and contact, join us at thewarrioralliance.org. The Warrior Alliance is an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation. Our main office is the Warrior Alliance at the Battery Atlanta, and we're proud to be a part of Braves Country, USA.